defining what it is that you want. All right, I'm going to be looking at my phone back and forth because a lot of you, I had you guys put in the chat what it is that you want. Start to define what it is that you want. And here are some of the responses that I received. Okay. Some individuals said, hey, I want to retire in 10 years and I want to live my life by, design, not wanting or worrying about anything that has to do with, or I don't want to worry about anything, rather. I want to be able to do this through having coaching, having mentorship, right? And we had another person who spoke about, all right, mindset growth, the ability to inspire others and grow financially. I would like to retire in the next 3 years and help others retire their families as well. All right. Another response we got. Let's see. Not I want. This person said, I will retire for the second time within the next 3 to 4 years, and I'd like to teach others how to do the same. Right? And then we had some more that go through there, and I don't want to read every single thing, but you guys have been doing great in the chat when it comes to naming that statement every day, what you're happy and grateful for now, and then also just defining what it is that you want, whether it is out of life or that group chat in itself. Okay? So, awesome. I love it. Now we're going to really clearly and get down to the nitty and gritty of it, okay? So when you're thinking about what it is that you want, one of the things, actually, I've got one that's very significant that I have to read from this individual right before I get into this, because this is the one right here. Something I definitely needed to hear and continue to do. It's on right time. I've been discussing it with my partner, and blase. Here we go. This person, when they thought about what it is that they want, remember I asked you guys, I said, go ahead and think about what it is that you want, and then I want you to describe it. Once you describe it, then I want you to monitor your feelings. How many of you guys did that? Okay. This statement I'm about to read has to come from exactly what I just said. I told you to define what it is that you want, describe it, and then monitor your feelings. All right. So if you haven't done it, I need you to do it after this call. And you're going to do it after this call because this is going to be quote unquote your homework. And then you're going to have a clear idea of how to move after today. Okay. So this individual said, I'm thinking about what I truly want. I can describe it, but these feelings, one moment I'm feeling good, I'm feeling grateful, excited. And then the next moment I'm nervous and I'm anxious. Okay. And I love that because that's going to help us talk about what's called the sweet spot. All right. So when you are defining what it is that you want, right? Think about it for a second. I'm going to give you guys about 60 seconds just to think about, what it is that you truly want. And some of you right now, you're thinking about it. And then but you're not feeling so good. Some of you are thinking about it and you're feeling good, but then instantly you start thinking about, well, how is this going to even happen? And then some of you are actually like, well, dang, I thought I knew what I wanted, but I don't think I do know what I want. I don't know what I want. Like, I don't know. And so I'm going to help you out with how to define that. There are 3 ways to define what it is that you want. And you can start taking notes right now if you haven't. Go ahead and start taking notes. The first way to define what it is that you want is specifically. And I'll give you examples. But the first way is specifically. So what that means is, let's talk about money. Okay? Let's talk about money, because a lot of you guys dropped that in the chat about, how much you're making on a such and such basis and how what you want to do to get there, right? And when you're being specific, you're going to put, like, if we're talking about money, a dollar, a specific dollar amount on it. So that's going to sound something like, well, I want to make $100,000 a year. Okay. Well, what is the money for? Well, I don't know. I just know I do. Okay, well, you got the income, but now you need some type of purpose and passion behind that. You got to follow up with purpose and passion. When we define this, by the time we're done here about defining what we want, we're going to have what's called a C-type goal, which is a chief aim goal. Your chief aim. And that consists of income, passion, and purpose. Go ahead and write that down. My C-type goal consists of income, passion, purpose. All right? So you're being specific here and you're saying, well, I want to make $100,000 a month, and I want to do that. Really, I just want to do it from the comfort of my own home. I don't really want to have to do too much. All right, cool. Well, specifically, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month from home making podcasts. It's that simple. That's specific. The second way to define what you want is in a general sense. You just be in general. Look, I don't know how much money I want, but I know I just want to have enough money to suffice my bills, my lifestyle, and I want to do that, while I'm pursuing my goal of being a keynote speaker. So that C-type goal is going to sound something like, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning enough money to take care of my lifestyle and my bills while being a keynote speaker around the world. Because generally, if you don't know where in the world you want to go, well, just say around the world then. In different areas of the world. That's general. And the third but last way to define what you want is through a feeling. Look, I don't know how much money I want. I don't even know, I think I know what I want to do. I'm passionate about being a financial advisor. But I know with all of that, I want to be a financial advisor. But through that, I just want to feel good. I want to feel secure. I want to feel financially secure. I want to, be able to travel the world. And I want me being a financial advisor to help me with that, to be able to provide that for me. So it's going to sound something along the lines of, I am so happy and grateful now that I am able to pursue my purpose or my passion as a financial advisor, and I feel financially secure and happy. That's the feeling. Now, is anybody confused? Does anybody have any questions? I challenge you to ask questions right now on purpose, because you're going to get to yourself and you're going to need to write this out. So long story short, how to define what it is that you want in 3 ways. Specifically, generally, and with a feeling. And no of those ways, either of those 3, nothing is wrong. So Chanel might need a feeling, Destiny might need to be specific, while J-Dub is trying to just be general. Let me know you guys are tracking with that. Let me know you guys are tracking. Drop tracking in the chat. Okay? This is how you're going to define what it is that you want. Now, when you're getting into creating your goal statement, and I'm going to challenge everyone here to work on it real quick, okay? Work on it real quick. Go ahead and know, do you want to be specific, general, or feeling? Because understand this about the goal. Here's the fine print. I'm going to read you the fine print. People don't usually read you the fine print. Let me read you the fine print. The goal has to be big enough where you get excited. Catch this. But small enough where you still believe in it. I'll say it again. The goal has to be big enough that gets you excited, but small enough where you still believe in it. Because there's no point in you saying, I want to make $100 million a month, and you've never seen that, so you can't even fathom to believe that you can do that. So now You're just excited, and after a while, that excitement is going to dwindle, and you're not going to have any belief. And if you don't have any belief, that goal is not going to be, it's going to come to you because you're thinking about it. Because whatever you believe, whether you can or whether you can't, either way, you're right. That's what Henry Ford said. But if there's not any belief, it's the belief behind it that's going to send it to you. Okay? So real quick, how to create your affirmation or your goal statement, this chief aim goal, it needs to consist of income, passion, and purpose. And remember, the income doesn't have to be a specific dollar amount. Okay? It can be general, or you can have a feeling about it, like I just want to feel secure. I just want to feel like I can, I want to know that I'm secure, meaning I can just pay all my bills, meaning I can take a trip next week and I don't need to be worrying about how I'm going to pay my rent or how I'm going to pay my car note. All right? So for one, while you guys are working on that real quick, understand that when you have a specific goal, okay, this is something to go to. And again, don't get caught up on 3 ways to define what you want, specific, general, feeling. We're done with that part. But this goal statement in itself, by the time you curate it, whether it's within feeling purposes, general, specific, you're now being specific. So now you have something to go towards. It's pulling you, right? What you want wants you, okay? What you desire wants you, desires you, right? So one thing I want you to know when you're creating this, when you guys are dropping what you're happy and grateful now for, another fine print statement, all right? So we got statement number 1. Goal has to be big enough to get you excited, but small enough where you still believe in it. All right, but number 2 is, I don't want you to be attached to it. Okay? Don't be attached to it. All right? Don't be attached to it. Because sometimes when we're attached to it, have you ever been attached to something where you was like, all right, by this date, at this time, this is what I need to have done. And when you got the date and you didn't have it done, you was just like, oh, it's just never going to work. Okay, I'm just over it. That's why we can't be attached to it. You don't be attached to it. If you're going to be attached to anything, it's the feeling good. It's feeling good. Be attached to the feeling. So when you're thinking about the whole time while I'm talking right here, guys, you can be taking notes, but also as you're taking notes, I want you to be working on this goal statement because I want people to drop their goal statements here because I want to see them so I can make sure you guys are on the right track. Okay? When my mentor taught me about this, I wrote that goal statement out and I dropped it before he was done talking, and I had him judge me on it to know, like, okay, am I on the right track? Because I feel like I've had a goal statement for years and I just haven't been doing it correctly, and I wasn't doing it correctly. That's why I had him do it. That's why I had him look over it for me. Okay? So if you miss a couple of notes, it's okay because this is recorded and you guys need to be listening and rewatching this over and over and over until the next call. Okay? So I got in flow state. I'm sorry. I forgot exactly where I was going. We talked about not being attached to it. All right, cool. So when you're here and you're defining what it is that you want, I need you to monitor your feelings. Monitor your feelings, okay? So as you monitor your feelings, if you start thinking about what it is that you want and you instantly start thinking about the how, that's not the goal right now. Not saying that that can't be the goal soon, but right now it's not. Okay? Because again, run it back. What did I just say about big enough to get you what? Small enough where you still what? Drop that in the chat. What are those 2 words? The goal has to be big enough to get you. a little delay on the chat. I know you guys are coming in with it. Big enough to get you excited, yet small enough where you still, what? Believe in it. Right. Okay? So if you're sitting here thinking about what you want, and the first thing you start to do is have feelings of anxiety, feelings of worry, let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Let's not self-sabotage here. Okay? So, and this goes back to, we've all listened to individuals who was like, you need to have this big goal, go big or go home. And yes, it's all fine and dandy, and we feel good when we first start speaking this goal, but eventually when we don't see any results, our faith, our belief starts to dwindle, and the motivation we once had is turning into desperation, right? Now you're becoming so desperate, and now you're starting to think about, well, it's been this long and this still hasn't happened, and then that person, then you start comparing, right? All these negative thoughts start coming in, and that's not what we want. Okay? So think of it in a way. Sorry guys, this is storm just happened all of a sudden, and it just threw me off. But I want you to be thinking, and if you're feeling good, right? Let's think about what it is that you want. Let's just say you want a car, okay? Let's just say you want a car, and you're like, I know I want a new car. Okay, well, what car do you want? I don't know, but describe the car. Well, my favorite color is white, and I've never had a white car, and I really think I would look good in a white car, and I'd love the interior to be red. I like to have the red guts, and for the outside, I want this sleek yet sporty look. And I really don't know what type of car this is, because I've never had a new car. I've always drove like what's called like a kick around car. I don't know what new car I want, but I just know, like, this car is white, it has red interior, it's sleek yet it's sporty, it's kind of got some black accents to it, and when I get in it, I feel good, and I feel like when I'm riding in the car, I feel like everybody's looking, all eyes are on me, and before I know it, I'm starting to see people, and they're seeing me in this new car, and they're surprised, and I'm getting phone calls like, was that you? And I feel good. I feel like I've treated myself. If you're feeling like that, right? You're feeling good. And while you're doing that, you're like, and look, I don't care how this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to happen. Right now, on my radar screen, it looks like I cannot afford a new car for another 3 or 4 years. I can't. I'm already paying on my car. I'm upside down in the equity. So, I really can't trade it in without losing any money. So, but I just know I'm going to get this new car. I don't know how. I don't know what exactly this car is just yet. I just can see that it's white with red interior, some black accents. It's sleek yet it's sporty. It drives the right speed. I fit like a glove in the seat. When it comes to touching the steering wheel, I can smell it right now. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I really don't care how. I just believe that I'm going to have this car one day. That's when you're in the sweet spot. Do y'all get that? Let me know y'all get that right there, because we're about to take a break so you guys can work on this and drop these goal statements. Let me know that you guys understand the sweet spot. That is the sweet spot. Because if you're sitting there thinking, well, all right, let's go back to, I think all of us, maybe all of us, almost all of us have been in IM Academy, building the business. And when we think about hitting chairman or chairwoman, right? I know I got to get 500 people in my back office, but shoot, I don't even know 500 people. Like right now, I'm only a P6. I got 15 people in the back office. I don't even have 30 people to get to P1000 yet. Like, okay, but I know I want to hit chairman, and I don't even know. But how is that going to happen? Because the people that I have under me right now, they don't even want to be. Do y'all understand? Look at that. Look at all the stuff that's happening right here. I'm thinking about everything. I'm sitting there talking about what I want, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how it's going to happen. Training balance scale. Let's pause for a second from the last call. All right. How do you master the basics? How do you master the basics? Number one, if you missed the first call, go ahead and take this. This is a quick break right here to take this down. All right. Forgive me if you feel like I'm flopping all over the place, but it's all lining up. I'm intentional right now. I'm being intentional. But master the basics. Number one, who do you listen to? Somebody dropped number two. Somebody beat me to 4. All right. If you guys have listened over and over to that first call, for the few that have, number 2. So number 1 is who you listen to. You're going to be listening to the people who have the physical results that you desire. You see the results that you have. Okay? And don't just, when I say physical results, that doesn't mean the designer clothes, the chains, the cars, showing the money. No. Because a lot of those people, their spirit is messed up. And a lot of those people, they're not listening to the right people. That's why everything that comes in, they go and spend it on designer stuff, and then they're broke still. No. Number 2, teachability index. What's your willingness to learn? What's your willingness to accept change? Right? You've got, what are you willing to learn? Are you willing to really take this information that I'm teaching you right now and actually apply it? I'm going to say this. I'm not an expert here. And I used to be very, very humble. And I'm still very humble. But I was too humble to the fact that I was like, dang, maybe people don't deserve to listen to me. No, actually, you can listen to me, guys. Because I actually apply everything that I tell you. I'm applying it. Not I have applied it. I'm applying it still. Because my teachability index is at an all-time high. My willingness to learn, my willingness to accept change. Number 3, the training balance scale. Exactly what I was speaking about right here. On one side, you have your why. That's your desires. That's your thoughts. That's your dreams. On the other side, you have your how. That's the skills, that's the techniques, that's the actions. And when we're defining our goal, they like to make you think that's the elite part of the society that's eating off of society, not the elite class that's benefiting society. Remember, we got to know the difference between the two. The elite class that is eating off of society makes you think that the training balance skill needs to be balanced. You need to have a little bit of your why and have a little bit of your how. No. Because a lot of the times when we get caught up on the how, we can be planning an event. We can be planning to go chairman. And then as soon as we start being like, okay, well, how am I going to do that though? Do I have the skills and the techniques to do that? Or when it comes to trading, well, I don't know how to even find my support and resistance. Like, if your goal is to be a master trader, and right now on your radar, it looks like you're nowhere near being a master trader, you don't worry about how you're going to get there. You just know, I want to be a master trader. That's what I want. Because when I think about me being a master trader, I think about how I'm impacting lives, how I'm showing others how to make money. And with that, it makes me feel amazing. You don't balance them out. Your why outweighs the how on purpose. Because when your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. When your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. So you might say, I want to get out of debt. I'm $20,000 in debt. I want to be out of debt. But how? Because how am I going to do that when I'm $20,000 in debt? My rent is $1,500 a month. I'm only making like $2,000 a month, and the extra $500, I use that on utilities, and then I got to put some of that towards my insurance, and then the rest I've got to eat. And, I need to start saving up a little bit for the next month's rent. So I don't know how I'm going to get on debt. That doesn't matter. Right now on your radar screen, it may look like there's no way possible for you to get out of debt anytime soon. Matter of fact, it might look like you will never get out of debt. But when your attitude is right, what's on the radar screen doesn't matter. Because when you're focused on your why, when you're focused on that feeling of just feeling good and just you're feeling good before you're even getting out of debt. You're thinking about how you're going to feel when you get out of debt, and then you take that feeling of how you're going to feel when you get out, you already apply it right now. When you're doing that, the universe, remember I keep it pretty general here. I'm not going to say like God or anything, so I don't want to offend anybody. We'll keep it general. The universe will make way for people, situations, circumstances to be put in your peripheral to get out of debt. That's why when your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. You ever heard about a miracle? Well, when you're expecting a miracle, it's not really a miracle. You're not focused on how that miracle is going to get here. You just know, hey, I'm expecting good news. I'm expecting this. Life is magical. What amazing or magical opportunities are going to present itself today? So that's number 3 of mastering the basics, the training balance scale. And then number 4, all right, is 4 steps to processing information. Number 1, unconscious incompetent. That's step 1. When you're unconscious incompetent, you don't know what you don't know. So some of you who didn't make the first call and you're hearing me speak about this today, you're like, wow. Okay, I didn't. Like you don't know what you don't know. You didn't know, maybe you didn't know this information even existed. You didn't even know how to define what it is that you want. You don't know what you don't know. Now you're here on this call and I just told you how to define what you want. Now you're at a step 2, conscious incompetent level, which means now you know what you don't know. All right. When it came to defining my goal, I thought I knew, but I didn't know what I didn't know. Now Chelsea really just made it clear for me. So now, okay, I know I didn't know this stuff. All right, let me unlearn what I once thought it was and relearn what this is. This makes sense. Like this really actually makes sense. And from there you get to step 3, which is what? Conscious competent. Which means, now you just you got to kind of think about it first before, like while you're doing it, right? So when it comes to me telling you guys how to define your goals, how to define what it is that you want, how to get this C-type goal established, this statement established, right? I'm at an unconscious competent level. I used to have to think about it, okay, all right, need to make sure I talk about the income, then I talk about the passion, then talk about the purpose, okay, and then add that together. No, I used to be at that level where I had to think about it first, like tying a shoe. When you're learning how to tie a shoe, you're at a conscious, competent level. You're thinking about the steps. You put it on and you realize, all right, 2 strings up, crossover, under. All right, after it's under, then I pull. All right, cool. And then the bunny ears. Yeah, the bunny ears, cool. And then I wrap it around, I'm done. And eventually you get to step 4, which is unconscious competent. Meaning you do it naturally. You do it without thinking. Right? When you put your shoe on and you see that it's untied, you're doing it without thinking. Because you've been doing it for so long. Just like here with this goal statement, with us rewiring our neural pathways, with us being aware of our habits and our negative thinking. We can now see when something has been presented to us that may seem negative, well, instantly you can speak here. Or maybe, I don't know, some of you guys, did anybody get to the unconscious competent level yet of not picking up your phone when you first wake up? Anybody in here got there yet? What level are you at? Let me know. Of processing information, are you at level 1, 2, 3, or 4 when it comes to picking up your phone? If you haven't been in the chat or been on the calls since before today, don't answer this. This is for the people who I challenged. Do not pick up your phone when first rising, and don't have your phone in your hand right before falling asleep. Instead, express gratitude. We got some level 2. Very nice. You know that you don't know, right? You're at that level 2 right now. Okay? Eventually you're going to be at that level 4 of unconscious competent. Now I don't, when my alarm goes off, I have no desire to even check what's going on. Even I can see all the notifications coming across. The most I might do is if I see a missed phone call, I'll just check to see who called me, and then that's it. I'm ready to get into my morning routine. I'm at an unconscious competent level of that. Okay? So, with that being said, guys, right? Yes, now I meditate I'm at level 3. We're moving up. This has just been a week. This challenge has only been going on for a week. We just had our call last Wednesday, and you guys are moving up. I love it. And for those of you who are new, first time on the call, first time in the chat, first day in the chat, right? By next week, you're going to be at a higher level. Right now, you're at the first level of unconscious incompetent, and that is okay, right? So, we went over how to master the basics. Now, when you define these, get ready. Level 4, never really been a phone person. I miss. Very nice, Janelle. Very nice. Very nice. So, when you're now defining what it is that you want, right? And maybe right now you're at this level where you are you're at this level where it's big enough where you're excited, it's small enough where you're believing in it, okay? But also, maybe you need to build that belief up a little bit more, because you need to stay building this up, because I promise you, the moment that you get out of the swing of this, the belief might just plummet right to 0, okay? So here's how you build belief, and then we'll be done here, and I want everybody to drop their goal statements. Whoever's comfortable. If you're not ready yet, you can send it to me personally, and I'll look at it there, okay? No pressure. So how to build belief is seeing, hearing, and speaking. See it every day, hear it every day, speak it every day, aka repeatedly, okay? So today, when I dropped my goal statement, I had been typing it in the chat, and today, for the first time, intentionally, I put a voice message in the chat, okay? Because what happens from there, all right? And I'm going to show you guys how obsessed I am with this. Goal statement. Goal statement. Goal statement. The C-type goal that I'm having you guys define, sheesh. We're here. We're here. It looks like I have written a book. And if you go through this, it is saying the same thing. I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning in excess of $12,500 a month while impacting the lives of 7,000 plus entrepreneurs through elite speaking, teaching, and coaching. Right? Here we go. Here's the proof. You guys have to have the proof so you'll know. I can listen to Chelsea. I can trust. This is it. This is it.
I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning in excess of $12,500 per month while impacting the lives of 7,000 entrepreneurs through elite speaking, teaching, and coaching. I am a six-figure earner, a fucking six-figure earner.
That's how I believe that. Right? This is my focus. This is my chief aim right now. It used to be, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And you know what? It started happening. Because at that time, I had to speak just at a general state because